Hi, English 1302, week 11. And congratulations on making it this far. We're moving right along this semester. I want to speak to you for a few minutes about a couple of things. First of all, the upcoming third quiz, the third exam, and the R2 outline. I'm sorry, the R3 outline assignment. Okay, so the next exam will be over the poetry vocabulary, including appreciating poetry and words like metaphor and simile and synecdoche and metonymy, connotation and denotation. So you need to know those definitions, plus you need to know the poems listed for weeks 10 and 11, including Dover Beach, uh, Richard Cory, Passionate Shepherd, Nymph's Reply, Out Out, Acquainted with the Night, Road Not Taken, Stopping by Woods, Fire and Ice. Okay, the quiz will open this Thursday at 8 a.m. and will close 11:55 p.m. We'll be using Proctorio again, and most people are handling this with no problem. If you're not comfortable using Proctorio, and I can understand if you're not, please feel free to come and join my class. We meet Thursday night at 5:30, the downtown Lubbock campus, 13th and Avenue Q. We start at 5:30, and we'd love to have you come take an old-fashioned pencil and paper quiz. You bring the pencil, I'll bring the Scantron. Same material, same types of questions. In fact, a lot of times it's the exact same questions. So start gearing up for that. Now, also on Thursday, April 4th, is your R3 outline assignment. A lot of students try to overthink this, try to make it more than what it is. It's worth 100 points, but it's not. Not one of the more taxing assignments for this semester. It really is going to be fairly straightforward because really it's designed to give me a chance to help you focus, to help you guide you along the way to your R3 final draft. For the R3 project, we'll be using the same topic. You'll simply take those ideas you generated for the outline and focus them, maybe, research them some more, maybe, if that's what you need, and then write up the final draft. Here's what you should have done already if you reviewed the R2 process, the steps to writing a paper, steps to writing a research paper. You probably did a little preliminary research. That's good. Just a simple Google search, talk to your parents, talk to your friends. Then you started getting some ideas of what to say about higher ed, AI in higher ed, the best predicted uses of AI in business, the best predicted uses of AI in healthcare. Now, remember what we're talking about here are predicted, i.e., we don't know for sure because AI is just in its infancy, so we don't know exactly what the best practices are going to be, but what the experts believe the best practices will be. A lot of institutions, like healthcare, like business, like higher education, they operate on the concept of best practices. We look around at other community colleges and see how they're structured, how they do their curriculum, how they set up their schedules and their registration, and we adopt their best practices. And that makes us an even better institution. So that's the way these kind of things work. So what this topic is asking you is, what do you think the experts believe will be the best uses for AI in the future? And and basically, it's going to be anything that has a lot of variables. AI is good at dealing with a lot of variables. So yeah, with higher education, it could be scheduling, it could be parking, it could be enrollment management. With business, it could be logistics, it could be supply management, it could be manufacturing, transportation, scheduling workers. With healthcare, well, I don't know much about healthcare, but I can imagine development of vaccines, billing practices, allocating hospital beds, triage. I can imagine there'd be a lot of things. But so anyway, look and see what the experts say they believe is going to be the best practices for using AI in the future. And you want to find 5 sources. 1, 2, 3. Now, the second sample has 6 sources and I think 6 topic sentences. You don't need that many. 5 topic sentences is fine. You could probably get by with 4. 5 sources is the correct number. You don't want 6 sources. You only want 5 sources. But you do want to choose sources based on a careful evaluation of the source. There's way too much stuff on the internet. What you're looking for are good, scholarly, academic sources. How do you tell if it's scholarly? How do you tell if it's academic? Well, you look at those four criteria we've been talking about all semester: authority, depth, timeliness, and citation. Does it have an author? If it has an author, then it has authority. Does it have depth? Is it just 2 or 3 pages? Is it a one column newspaper article? Is it a pamphlet? Those are all too short. You want something with at least 10 or 15 pages. 50 pages is better. A book is best. Timeliness. Now, AI is a brand new topic, so there won't be a lot of old sources out there, probably. But anyway, within 5 years for this topic, 2 years would probably be better. 6 months would probably be best of all. But look for something that's very, very recent. Why? Because information changes. We learn new stuff, and old stuff goes out of date and becomes inaccurate and wrong. Finally, citations. Does it cite other sources? If it doesn't, then it's probably just one person's personal opinion. An interesting question came up in class last week or so, and someone asked, I'm doing some research, and I found this one person whose name pops up over and over again, written lots of books, lots of journal articles, teaches class, professor of this subject at a certain university, and he published a blog. Can I use that? Blogs generally do not fit in our realm because usually blogs don't have citations. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, wow, great authority. Yes, but unless in this person, a blog is just someone's personal opinion, just their own biased viewpoint of something. Now, if they're an expert, that's great. But rather than go with something which may not be academically valid, much better to go back and simply look at one of this person's previous books or previous articles and cite that instead. Probably going to be the exact same information, maybe even the exact same wording. So anyway, find and use the 5 best sources you possibly can. If you need some help, I can guide you. I can at least point out the mistakes in your outline or your works cited page. Be sure that your paper looks like this. I mean, literally, the format on your works cited page is going to be a big part of the grade. You have to have complete sentences. You have to have a thesis that's labeled thesis. You have to have the heading at the top left-hand corner of the page. The topic sentences aren't labeled as topic sentences. We use the Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And notice how nicely and evenly they're spaced. Look how easily it is to read that page. Isn't that nice? So you want yours to look like that. If you have any questions, I hope you'll let me know before the deadline. And I look forward to seeing what you got.